Well, the hope is that we're going to be able to pause the president's actions. And I think the commonality that we all have is that we all agree that public safety is incredibly important. The difference here is the president is basing his facts on what he's seeing on social media as opposed to what's really going on in the ground. And so the idea is you get in front of a judge, you get in front of a neutral arbiter, and you talk about what's actually happening instead of relying on social media gossip. And that'll happen on Friday morning at 10 a.m. here in Portland. Well, I mean, that was widely reported on in the news. I mean, he made statements right after watching an old video from 2020. So that's absolutely confirmed. I think one of the things that I see going on here is the president trying to normalize the use of the United States military on the streets of our cities here in America. If you've watched just the pattern in history, right? You look at California, look at Washington, D.C., Memphis, he's talking about Illinois, Oregon. It is coming. And just yesterday, he talks about how he wants to train the troops of the United States military on our streets. This is not normal. This is dangerous. And this is not how we think about things or live our lives in America. That's what you'd expect to see in a third world country, not in America. And that's why you might think to yourself, 200 troops, not a big deal. It's the principle of what is going on here in this country right now is this normalization of troops. And it's the fact that the president can say anything about the condition in any city without any factual basis, and then mobilize the US military to that city. That is a dangerous precedent when you put that much power in one human being. Yeah, and the facts in California are very different than what's going on here in Oregon. And so, like, as we were thinking about this, our goal was once we had formal orders from the president to mobilize the National Guard, we wanted to be in court immediately. We wanted to be in court with a temporary restraining order, which, if granted, is what pauses the president's action to get in quickly so that way we could actually stop this from occurring. Because once it happens, and you saw this in California, you start to see tensions increase. It's not actually helpful. And if we're focused on public safety, it's about collaboration. And here in Portland, we have the Portland Police, the Multnomah County Sheriff's Office, you have the Oregon State Police, you have an incredible district attorney that have things under control and are keeping things safe. And that's effectively why things were a little bit different here in Oregon.